Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshmyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation, not just creation getting created, even sustenance need to be created, destruction need to be created, and pulling out of delusion need to be created, liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase, Agora Murti has is 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has is 5 phase, Satyojata Murti has his 5 phase, Ishana Murti has his 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient Enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has made science of our manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva Gana. All the Shiva Ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. choose your guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashiva, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashiva, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Now let's go to the powerful cognition.
Traya Vibhaga, the Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, 3 layers of Prana Sharira, Mana Sharira and Sukshma Sharira. The next, yesterday, he spoke extensively about causal body in the Purushottama Yoga, how Urdhvamula Madaschagam Asvattam Brahuravyayam, how the roots of the tree is centered. Roots of the tree are in the physical world and the branches are in the causal world. That is why he says, Urdhvamula Madaschagam Asvattam Brahuravyayam Chandamsi Yasya Varnani Yastam Vedasa Vedavid. The roots are, usually the roots of the tree will be in the ground, under the ground, unknown space, and the leaves will be in the known area, known space. But this tree is opposite. The leaves are in the unknown space, the causal layer, the underground area. The roots are in the known space, conscious space, in the physical world. And he explains, the leaves are the Vedas, means the words which you are using continuously in your being. And he further explained how to remove the engraved memories in the causal layer and how to program the causal layer towards bliss, towards eternal consciousness. Now he goes one layer deeper, the cosmic layer. He speaks about the Daiva Asura Sampat, the qualities of divine and demon. Both, the beauty is both words have got same root. Of course, it is not accidental, because both qualities are rooted in the same energy. Just a simple decision. When you choose the word you become divine. When you choose the word me, you become demon. That's all. Same energy. Ramakrishna says beautifully, no energy can be destroyed. Your love can never be destroyed. It has to be turned. It has to be turned. There's one more beautiful example of Ramakrishna. He says, as long as the calf says aham, aham, the calf, as long as it says hum, hum, it has to work, suffer, and it will be beaten, all torture. Once it is killed, and out of that skin they will make a music instruments. When you beat that, it will start saying tumi, tumi, tum, tum. As long as it says aham, aham, it will have suffering. When it starts saying tum, tum, it will start singing the glory of divine. It will be used for divine purposes. Beautiful simile, beautiful example. Of course, I am not able to exactly translate. In colloquial Bengali, he explains. As long as you have that idea, aham, aham, ami, ami, me, continuously, you will be demon for yourself and for others. The moment the cognitive shift happens in you, you will be a blessing for yourself and for others. Here, in the causal layer, you have all the engraved memories. All the engraved memories are stored. But in the deeper level, in the cosmic layer only, you decide. You decide, you are me. Let me explain it in a small diagram where we take that decision. How usually our mind receives the data and processes, and how the cognitive shift can happen in our being. By now I think all of you know the drawing. Just for the sake of newcomers, I'll give a simple explanation. You receive information through eyes. For example, this scene. The file goes to Chakshu. In the Chakshu, the whole file is converted into digital file. Whatever scene you are seeing, that is converted into a biosignal file so that the file can be processed. The file goes to Chitta. There the excluding process of neti, this is not happens. Where you understand this is not a tree, this is not a plant, this is not an animal. Then the file goes to mind. Mind starts identifying. This is it, this is it. This is a man. He is standing with a saffron robe. He is taking class. The idea comes. Then the file goes to Buddhi. Buddhi compares with your past experiences. Your past experiences with the person. For example, with me, if your past experiences are good, if you are happy, or whatever you heard, if you feel positive, then the Buddhi writes, yes. If you feel it is waste of time, or if you don't feel in tune with my ideas or the time which you spent, if it was not pleasant, then the Buddhi writes no. The file goes to ego. Then ego decides what is there for me, what way I am related, what gain I am going to get. If some way I am going to have the gain, ego says, yes, let us sit here and listen. And if there is no gain for me, if I am not going to be enriched, then ego naturally says no. Then according to the ego's instruction, you decide. Your body moves or sits. This is the way the process happens. This is the spot where you choose what is there for me. Your vested interests come. Please understand, sometime the whole process will say, yes, I will have to sit. But this one spot will say, my vested interest is getting affected. Then you will never be able to sit. This whole thing may accept what you are doing. But if this one thing is not ready, the whole decision will be changed. And same way, if whole thing says no, if this one thing says yes, you will decide yes. Sometimes when we do something which is not moral according to the social standard or according to your understanding, according to whatever data you collected in your life, the data collected stays here, the samskaras or engrams. You have so many data, so many informations. The data is available here. According to your data and the whole process, the final report comes no. But suddenly your ego feels, I get strengthened by doing this activity. Let me do it. So you simply decide to do that. You simply decide to do that. This is the place where you decide you are me. That's the only small difference. When you take the decision of you always radiate the divine qualities. When you take the decision of me, you always radiate the demonic qualities. Whatever strengthens your ego, please understand, even, let me be very clear, most of us sit here because it strengthens the ego. It strengthens the ego. Now you know much more than other person. You can go on, tell him, what do you know? Many times we sit and listen just for ego satisfaction. So if you sit and listen, even if it is Gita, if you sit and listen for ego satisfaction, be very clear, it is going to be only trouble for your being, no way it will be help. In the cosmic layer, this is the area you decide. If you decide with the attitude of you, the whole thing will become divine. If you decide with the attitude of me, the whole thing will become demon. And what you collected, see the engrams here, as such they are neither negative nor positive. The mind which is working here, as such it is neither negative nor positive. The chitta which is doing the process here, as such it is neither negative nor positive. So none of them are neither negative nor positive. Please be very clear, including the gunas. Even the tamas, by their quality they are neither negative nor positive. There are so many enlightened masters. You cannot make any difference between them and laziness. You cannot make any difference. Raman Maharishi, throughout his life, he was sitting in one place, one city. He never moved out. But you can't say he was in tamas, because he never took any decision out of me. The whole process was happening, you as a center, not me. As such, whether the chitta or mind or samskara, you cannot tell they are bad or good. In the superficial layers, they are neither bad nor good. But the decision which you make in the cosmic layer, in the deeper layer, that only makes them as good or bad. Please understand, passion and compassion are one and the same. Passion and compassion are one and the same. When you decide based on me, it is passion. When you decide based on you, it is compassion. We need to understand one important thing. Whenever it is passion, it will be strong in our being. But when it becomes compassion, it will not have that much of intensity. Means, be very clear, your compassion is also just a pseudo expression. Maybe for name and fame's sake, not for anything else. If you don't have that intense compassion, the way in which you experience passion, with the same intensity, if you don't experience compassion, be very clear, all your activities are purely out of ego. Including this Gita Jnana can become ego when the decisions are taken out of I and me. If the decisions happen out of you, not this Gita Jnana, even ordinary activity which you do in your life can become divine. See, we don't have to work on the doing, we need to work on the being. Doing can never lead you to anything. As long as you believe doing can lead you to ultimate, you are called karmagan, the person with karma. It is called Purna. Only when you understand the being can lead you to the ultimate, you are called Uttaramimamsi. In Vedas, there are two major portions. People who believe in doing, people who believe in being. People who believe in transforming the being, they are called Vedantis. People who believe the transformation ultimate can be achieved by doing, they are called Karmagandis. They continuously believe in doing. Of course, ultimate can be achieved only by working on the being, not on the doing. If you try to work on the doing, either you will suppress or express. Either you will suppress or express. Continuously you will be fighting with yourself. Nothing else will be achieved. A man who can transform his being, only he can achieve the ultimate. Whether demon or divine, it is decided only on that one point. When you receive the data, process it and deliver the result or command, how the command is delivered, what is the center from which the command comes out. The command comes out thinking this one statement, what is there for me? What is there for me? What is there for me? Whatever you may do, including meditation, it will be only ego satisfying. Many people come and ask me, Swamiji, at some point I felt such a deep ecstasy in meditation, such beautiful bliss in meditation, but suddenly within 2 hours it disappeared. It never came back. Why, Swamiji? How to have it back? Please understand, the bliss itself is choicelessness. When you are absent, you experience bliss. The moment you want it back, the moment you choose bliss, already you have chosen. The moment you choose, you will always choose suffering. All choices are suffering. And bliss is choicelessness. The moment you want to grab it, the moment you want to have it, when you are blissful, you allowed the bliss to possess you. The moment you want to possess the bliss, you will make it as suffering. When you want to possess, you wanted that to strengthen your ego. The decision is from you. Decision is from me. The attitude, me. The attitude, me decides. The moment the attitude, I and mine, me, that when that decides to destroy the bliss, you can no more be divine. When you are in blissful, you just said a capital no to me, the me idea. Just you are relaxed in the you idea. The moment you wanted to possess the bliss, you said yes to your me idea. Please understand, I have to use this me and you word properly. You need to understand that me and you word properly. When I use the word me, I mean ego. When I use the word you, I mean the whole existence. When you are not there, whatever is there is existence. When you are not there, whatever is there is divine. You make demon by bringing the idea me in you. The moment you bring the idea me, whatever is demon. The moment the me idea is removed, whatever is divine.
घाद्यते तेन सकेनापि न घाद्यते तस्य स्यात् परमा सिद्धिः अणिमादिगुणप्रदा वायुः सन्नचदते देहे रसवृद्धिर्भवेद् ध्रुवम् आकाशपनकजगल्तीयूसमपि वर्धते मरणं खाद्यते तेन सकेनापि न खाद्यते तस्य स्यात् परमा सिद्धिः अणिमादिगुणप्रदा वायुः सनचरते देहे रसवृद्धिर्भवेद् ध्रुवम् आकाशपनकजगलप्तीयूसमपि वर्धते.
Beautiful. Shastra Pramana are the eternal, unchangeable truth in the Hindu source scriptures. Shiva Samhita 5.679. Death is eaten by him. He is eaten by none. He manifests the highest powers such as Anima, Laghima, Mahima, etc. The Vayu, the wind energy, moves equally throughout his body. The juice of his body also is increased. The nectar exuding from the eternal lotus also is increased in him. Bhagavan beautifully says, in spite of you, your life runs. Very serious statement. In spite of you, your life runs. He says we are in a car without a brake and a steering wheel. And we drive that and crash it, and only then we realize what the hell we have done. If you give your child a car and say, okay, you can drive on highway anywhere you want to go, and he's about 10 years old, how would you feel? That's exactly how a master feels when we run our life with so much of chaos and confusion and not ready to let the master to help us. Only after we crash, we know how serious it is. The child, will never let him to go and do whatever he can do, but we will insist on we driving for him till he is ready. Bhagavan beautifully says how he can manifest through us as ultimate. He can be the driver for us. That's Krishna, what he does to Arjuna, to clearly give him the right directions, right cognition, right understanding for him to raise to the level of Krishna and become the oneness with Krishna. Bhagavan beautifully says how our ego is so much that it doesn't allow us to look outside it. If there is a dot on a white board, all of us, the first thing when we ask what is there that you see, everybody sees the dot, not the whiteboard. Even though it's just a dot, we are stuck to what we perceive. The perception reality is what we are stuck. If you let go a little bit, we'll see the whole as the reality. That is what Bhagavan is bringing us to, the reality that start living I am Paramashiva, which is the whole, and not living as your thought currents, planning, discussing, deciding, and finally crashing and destroying everything. Living only as Paramashiva, again and again, taking his blessing in everything, every thought, every word, every action, living only as his devotee, just surrendering for every thought, every word, every action, will make us manifest more powers and more reality that we want than any of the discussion, any of the planning, any of the sacrifices that we want to do in our own way, in our own arrogance and egoistic. Even Bhagavan says, If you do rituals and sacrifice and everything, surrender in from your context, it is of no use. If you only do it as a surrender to Bhagavan and from the Bhagavan context, doing everything as Master says and how Master says it, doing it only that form, he says so beautifully, I make the gold bands and tell you your body to fit in that size. You try to make me give you the gold and ask me, can you give the gold? I'll make it my size. Master is one who gives the size and asks you to fit into that size. He tries to tell you, hey, what you're doing is completely chaotic. You're going to crash land somewhere and you're going to burn yourself. Surrender yourself so that you can look at the whole vision clearly and start living the life of manifesting your reality as your life. All these power manifestation is to learn how to manifest our life. The whole life is a manifestation, not as random actions which is happening. Bhagavan so beautifully said the powerful cognition. With this powerful cognition, let us move to the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana for the power of decreasing the weight of a small objects. This is from Tulsi Ramachitra Mana Lanka Kanda, chapter 5, 1 through 5. The building of the Rama's bridge, Rama Setu across the ocean, is described in the chapter titled Yuddha Khanda. There is actually a wedge in the ocean, and top of that, they need to build a bridge so that it stands fine. And different layers were built by different of the Rama's army. When Rama wants to use an arrow to dry up in the ocean god says, oh, excellent man, this one named Nala, a glorious person, is the son of Vishwakarma, who was given the boon by his father and is equal to Vishwakarma. Let this greatly energetic monkey build the bridge across me. I can hold the bridge. It is mentioned that the bridge was built by stones, and these stones started floating on the water by the touch of Nala and Neel. Such a blessing that beautifully they started building the bridge, and with the Ramanama simply were able to lift all the heavy object and the small object by decreasing the weight and placing it properly. Let's go to the Atma Pramana. Atma Pramanas are the Leelas from Bhagavan's life, experience itself.
Please understand, I am not giving you false hope or two big words. Siddhis are lifestyle for us. It is unfortunately last 500-600 years only, it became like a rare thing in our lifestyle. 500-600 years before, it's a lifestyle for us. Siddhis were lifestyle for us. Islamic invasion dismantled our hardware infrastructure, temples, monasteries, mutts. The British invasion dismantled our software infrastructure, our Gurukul education, our lifestyle, culture. This two dismantling made Siddhis as something rare. Otherwise, it was a science. It was part of our lifestyle. That is the way we were living. Anyhow, it is time. I commit with Vedamata, I'll bring that lifestyle back. All it needs is just few enlightened beings establishing to human beings, it is possible, it was there, it was truth, it is truth, it will be truth. That's all. And I am confident I can do it. My Gurukul kids have already started doing it. Somebody lost a baggage. They just called a Gurukul kid and he said, no, it is there, please get it.
He gets it. They are making it as a science. I tell you, I'll be known to the whole world positively just by my Gurukul. Just by my Gurukul.
So beautiful, the Siddhis, how Bhagwan is going to make that as reality in all our life. And it's not Siddhis, it is Shaktis. And here you have the Balasans demonstrating the power of increasing the weight of the small object. You see the Atmamurti on the weighing scale, which shows 300 grams to 320 grams, 20 points he has increased by just chanting the Mahavakya.
Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies what can be measured, measuring the effect of being in enlightenment state. Deadlifting. Powerlifting exercises can be harmful to shoulder, lower back, and knee injuries, from muscle strain, tendons chronic to fractures. The deadlift exercise utilizes the entire posterior chain in the body and is considered one of the most effective full body muscle building exercises. However, deadlifts can pose a risk of spinal damage. Deadlifts place force on the spinal disc, especially when done with heavy weight. If you perform these exercises with a rounded or arched back, the amount of disc compression increases substantially and can result in bulged disc, pinched nerves, or other issues. Preparation and step-by-step personal coaching are necessary for novice who wants to lift heavy weight. Charts are given to indicate the average weight one can lift depending on the gender, height, weight, and level of training. Manifesting powers of Ashta Maha Shaktis, power of increasing the size of others. Mahima, how a Balasans from a Nithyananda Gurukul can effortlessly uplift double the weight he should be able to lift for his height, weight, and level of training. Manifesting power of Ashta Maha Shaktis, powers to lift huge weights effortlessly. Also known as Laghima, power to make things lighter.
The Shastra Pramana, the direct words of Mahasadashiva, where Sadashiva reveals how this Shakti manifests. It is from the Paushkar Agama, Vidyapada, Patala 6. Laghima shigrage vitvam pankadhavapya majjanam mahima vyapya chasthanam brihadendriyadadribihi. You can take on the stage now.
Yes, so first we have Srinivas, who'll be stepping up, and we'll take your weight first and see where you're at, and then we'll compare that number against the lift that you'll be doing. So if you want to just quickly step up and take your weight.
As you can see, Srinivasan Maharaj, a Rudra of the Nithyananda order, is stepping up on the weighing scale, and you will be seeing, as you can see, he is 54.1 kgs.
So 54 kgs. And on the bar, as I mentioned earlier, I got a little excited talking about this, is 115 kgs. And just to put this into perspective, I actually haven't lifted this weight in over 3 years. So what he's going to be doing is something I haven't trained and done in 3 years. And so I'm excited to see this. What he'll be comparing is up against, and again, this is very logical and there's a lot of numbers involved. He's lifting roughly 120 pounds more than somebody that is a beginner, which is completely insane because I'm assuming he hasn't been training. I don't know how long he's been training for, but I don't think he's been training very long. And so 120 pounds more than a beginner he'll be lifting, and he's lifting a weight that I haven't lifted in over 3 years. So I'll let him take this.
So that's great. Srinivasa Maharaj, you can come up in the front. You can see Srinivasa Maharaj is getting into the position. As you can see, Srinivasan Maharaj has lifted
I don't mean to be a stickler for form and all this, but when it comes to training, form is everything. You're going to get much more power if you have like exact form. And I can say his form was not correct, but it didn't matter. That's what's shocking, is that you were able to somehow muster the strength without having the correct base.
And Srinivasan Maharaj is just 54 kgs and he has lifted over 115 kgs just like that without any effort.
Setting up objects for decreasing the weight of the small object. Camera with the timestamp, Nyananjan if you have, a scale, a kitchen scale, a bathroom scale, or a weighing measuring app on a phone, any small object that you can use it for the phone or the scale, you can keep it ready. Take few moments to set up the camera, download the timestamp, click on the video, ensure the timestamp time is shown clearly on the screen. Make sure the camera is facing you in a bright place, and the weighing scale and the small object where the reading is shown. These are very precious moments. Don't miss recording these moments. These are the apps which we can use for placing the object on the weighing scale and measuring on your phone for Android version and iPhone version. Guidelines to start manifesting these powers. Turn on the video recording and clearly have a wide angle view with the object and the measurement seen very clearly. Apply Jnananjan between your eyebrows and bring awareness to your third eye between your eyebrows. Take your object and weigh it on the scale twice or a few times to get the range of the object very clearly seen. Gaze intensely and gently at the object in front of you without touching. Through the third eye, change the weight of the object in front of you to make it heavier or lighter is fine to start with, but decreasing the weight by 5 to 10 units will be most accurate. Weigh the object twice. Again, at the end, if you're seeing the range, that's wonderful, but it should be 5 units higher, 5 to 10 units higher than the initial weight. See the changes that's happening. Verify authentically the measurement. Take pictures before and after and the video recording with your powerful cognition. Share it with the world, your family and friends. Listen to others' experience of this power manifestation. Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shakti Pada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shakti Pada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and our egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth. The hen used to sit on the chicken, and hen used to sit on the egg, and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva, sitting, means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence. The Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminder. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shape form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to
come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. You need to understand one more thing. This technique of be unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Laghima, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Laghima, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space.
Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya, pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here, Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness, through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Maha Sadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers? They start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea-based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like, for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And Initiations I gave, I'm giving, I'll be giving. For all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password. And it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Shivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye. Again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone. Nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour Let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Jnana Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eye. Om Jnana Paramashivam. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashiva Om Nithyananda Paramashiva Om Nithyananda Paramashiva Om Nithyananda Paramashiva 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashiva 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashiva
Verification process for decreasing the weight of a small object. No video editing is done on the Shakti Avishkarana biomanifestation videos. Verify video is not stopped or restarted in the process of manifesting this power. Making sure all the videos are verified with a timestamp. All videos should have a wide angle view covering the object U and the weighing scale with a
the measurement seen clearly on the camera. Do not touch the object during the process or the weighing scale. Do not tamper with the weighing scale or weigh the measuring app. Do not add or remove any additional items to the object to show the increase or decrease. Authentically, 5 to 10 units of change should have been visibly seen by manifesting this power to decrease the weight of small object. Thank you for choosing this power.
We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar manifesting power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the power manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham